So we've gotten to the part of the program where you have to listen to Donald Trump. I apologize in advance. We got a couple of videos, some of them fun, some of them horrifying. You decide which is which. First, in Donald Trump's press conference, he has declared a national emergency. We know that. We also know, and he's going to acknowledge, that there's likely to be court challenges to this. So considering that he's already gone through this with the Muslim ban and other issues, he has to be very careful with his language to not give ammunition to the opposition. Let's see if he's up to the task in this first clip.
I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster. And I don't have to do it for the election. I've already done a lot of wall for the election, 2020. And the only reason we're up here talking about this is because of the election. Because they want to try and win an election, which it looks like they're not going to be able to do. And this is one of the ways they think they can possibly win, is by obstruction and a lot of other nonsense.
Somewhere in a room in ACLU headquarters, there's lawyers like, did he just steal our job? Because he just made all of the arguments against this. So he didn't need to do this. That's a bit on the nose, but thank you, Donald Trump, for saying that. Saying, I already built wall for the campaign. This is all about the election. The only reason we're here is for the election. You're the one who thinks there's a national emergency. Okay, maybe you don't really think that, but that's the part that you're here to play. Read your lines, you idiot. Ann Coulter is screaming somewhere. She's so frustrated with you. So he didn't need to do this. If headlines in tomorrow's newspapers should just be, he didn't need to do this, in quotation marks. I mean, we will make the case, the media will make the case, rational people will make the case that he didn't need to do this, but he is the one saying that he didn't need to do this. This is obviously a sideshow. He admits it's about the election. Of course, he projects onto the Democrats, but the Democrats didn't want to have a debate about the wall. We didn't want to make the last election about immigration. He's the one continually doing that, and you see it out of almost every quote from him. So on the same sort of topic, he says, I'm going to be signing a national emergency, and it's been signed many times before. There's rarely been a problem. They sign it, nobody cares. So if you needed a little bit more of a response to the question, does he take this process seriously? Does he consider it with the level of importance and gravitas that declaring a national emergency of the country should bear? Well, he says, and nobody cares, just whatever. Doesn't really matter that it happens. So the challenges are gonna come. He has now provided ammunition. You have to imagine that he's thinking about this process, and it turns out that in this press conference, he talks about the process a little bit in his own unique Trumpian way.
The final papers as soon as I get into the Oval Office, and we will have a national emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit, even though it shouldn't be there. And we will possibly get a bad ruling, and then we'll get another bad ruling, and then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake, and we'll win in the Supreme Court. Just like the ban, they sued us in the Ninth Circuit, and we lost, and then we lost in the appellate division, and then we went to the Supreme Court, and we won. And it was very interesting.
It was very interesting. I wish that my vocal cords could produce a sound that simultaneously expresses the sheer sadness and depression and rage that I feel all at once. I don't think we have a word in the English language. That was not edited. That wasn't like, here's a weird sing-songy excerpt and we'll string them all together. That was him choosing to do that. That was his press conference. We didn't like stop him on his way to the chopper. He had that planned, and that's what he said. And I know that the percentage of the audience that's Donald Trump supporters is probably fairly low. But if any of you are listening, how do you listen to that and think, that's my guy? I want that guy to be the most powerful guy of all the guys. But there's a lot of people who believe that and think that I wouldn't trust him to button his jacket. And he is declaring national emergencies right now. And that's the way he talks about it. So look, the challenge is coming. I think they're probably gonna have a pretty good case. It is possible that they will just roll in a TV and play his press conference, and it's gonna be pretty compelling. Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.